My name is Jackie McCoy, and this is my book report project for Authentic Christianity. I chose to read the book Saving Your Marriage Before It Starts by Drs. Les and Leslie Parrott. They're marriage counselors. They have a thriving counseling business. They speak at conferences and retreats all across the world for married couples, single people, everybody. So they are very qualified to be writing this book, and it was honestly super helpful. So this book is actually a really commonly used tool for Christian premarital counseling, which I did not really understand before reading it, but I'm still glad that I read it. I am dating somebody, but just to clarify, marriage is not really on the radar in the near future, so yeah, but I'm really glad that I still read this book. A lot of the habits and things, mindsets, thought processes, communication skills that they talk about are super helpful and important to go ahead and establish in your relationship now. Because if you wait until you're already married, like, you've missed some prime time. So I'm really glad to read it. The main thesis, the synopsis of the book, it covers 7 questions that you need to ask yourself and ask your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your fiance, your husband, your wife, whatever stage you're in. You need to be asking these questions. Some of the questions include, have you bridged the gender gap? So, for example, that would be, hey, like, do you understand that men and women are different, and do you know how to handle those differences? Other questions, can you identify your love style? Have you developed the habit of happiness? Can you say what you mean and understand what you hear? Do you know how to fight a good fight? And are you and your partner soulmates? And that's more in the sense of, like, are you on, like, your spiritual growth together? Like, do you know how to cultivate that? Do you know what that looks like and all that kind of thing? But yeah, so the book covers those 7 questions. And again, it's helpful to ask yourself as a single person, as someone who's dating, as someone who's engaged and married. Just keep asking yourself these questions. So the 2 main takeaways that I took from this book, one of the ones was, there were several because this book was really good. It was that intimate relationships, such as marriage, are built on passion, commitment, and intimacy. Now, I know that this was at the beginning of the book. I swear I did read the whole thing, but I just want to build on that for just a couple seconds. I know I don't have a whole lot of time, but so intimate relationships are built on passion, commitment, and intimacy. For me, in a dating relationship, and I would assume that would carry into a marriage relationship to some extent, intimacy is super important to me in the sense of being close. Like, whoever I'm dating and then whoever I marry someday, I want to be best friends with them. I want to be able to share everything. I want to be the first person that they come to share stuff. If something's good, if something's bad, they need to process. They just need somebody to give them advice, whatever it is. Talking wise, close wise, friendship wise, like, I want to be that person, and I want that person to be that for me. And that is a super important part of a relationship, a marriage relationship. But it's not the only thing. You need to have commitment, which is that thing that says, hey, I understand that you're not perfect, and I'm not perfect either, but I'm never going to leave. And passion, and that has a little bit more to do with, like, romance, physical stuff, so it definitely looks different when you're dating, but you need all 3 of those to have a successful relationship. And so intimacy being super important to me, I would have the tendency, I could see myself having the tendency to maybe, like, slack on the other 2. And although you're always going to be balancing each other out with your spouse, like, sometimes I'll be really strong intimacy and, like, my husband will be really strong commitment or something, you want to be able to have a strong foundation in all 3 of those things. I'm running out of time, so let me get to the second insight. The second insight is that a good marriage, a healthy marriage, a happy marriage is work. It is not accidental. And there's a lot of things that they talk about in this book, such as communication skills, how to communicate what you're feeling, how to listen to what you're feeling, how to understand that you guys are different, how to understand you have different backgrounds, different goals, and how to make that work. How to be happy by choosing to be happy, because everyone has bad circumstances, but it's a choice. And how the importance of praying together affects your relationship. It affects it all differently. So I want to read a quote that I think sums up pretty much my thoughts about this whole book. This was in the communication chapter, but it says, good communication is built first on who you are and only later on what you do. Good communication is built first on who you are and later on what you do. Basically, I think that translates to everything. But even though there are good keys here, it's all about who you are, who your spouse is as a person, and in your relationship with God, and how giving the relationship to Him, how these practical things that they're giving you is just a tool to cultivate a relationship that you've already given to the Lord, and that your heart is in fully, and that you've committed to with everything. Sorry I went a little bit over time. I really, really love this book. Thank you, Dr. Hayes, for assigning this assignment. Have a great day.